All right, welcome back. We're diving deep today, tackling the big questions. The number one most searched question about Christianity online is, does God exist? And right on his heels, if God exists, why does he allow pain and suffering? These aren't just academic musings, Theodore. These are the ones people type into their phones at 2 a.m. when life just plain hurts.
Absolutely. They're looking for answers, not just philosophy. We're bringing receipts today from the Word and the Lab because our source material, a fantastic piece from the Garden Sessions, gives us plenty to work with for both believers and skeptics alike.
Receipts. I like that. So let's start with the first big one. Does God exist? Our source kicks it off with something pretty fundamental. We all agree evil exists, right? Murder, abuse, betrayal, the stuff that makes your stomach turn. Absolutely. And if evil is real, then its opposite, good, has to be real too. You can't have one without the other. It's like light and darkness. The sun is either shining or it is not. But here's the deeper cut. If evil exists, there must be an objective moral standard that tells us what evil even means. Because if it's just society or feelings defining it, that gets messy fast. One day, murder's wrong. The next, it's a misunderstanding. That's it. Look at murder. Every culture on earth knows it's wrong. That moral law isn't just written on paper, it's written on our hearts. The Bible calls it the law of conscience in Romans 2:14 and 15. But where did that come from? And creation itself is shouting evidence too. Romans 1:19 through 20 says God's eternal power is clearly seen. In Psalm 19 verse 1 says the heavens declare his glory. It's not like ancient humans had a committee meeting to decide no murdering. That sounds like a really unproductive committee.
Right? Go back to the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20. You shall not murder. That's not a suggestion from some focus group. That's God's own handwriting. It's the same code screaming inside us when we see injustice. If there is a moral law, there has to be a moral lawgiver. And that, my friend, is God. Therefore, if evil exists, God must exist. Period. No way around it.
Okay, that's a solid biblical foundation. But for the naysayers in the audience, what about the science? Can we put on our lab coats for a minute?
Let's do it. Modern cosmology gives us the Big Bang Theory. The universe had a beginning. Everything, time, space, matter, exploded into existence from nothing about 13.8 billion years ago. And what does Genesis 1:1 say? In the beginning, God created. It's like science finally caught up after 3,500 years. Something doesn't come from nothing. You need a cause outside of space and time. That cause looks an awful lot like God.
So God invented physics, and then physicists discovered God's work. Got it. What else have the scientists inadvertently confirmed?
Fine-tuning. The physical constants of the universe, like the strength of gravity or the expansion rate, are dialed in with insane precision. Change any one by a hair, and life is impossible. Astrophysicists call this the anthropic principle. Even Stephen Hawking admitted the universe seems tailor-made for us. It's not just a happy accident. It's a cosmic some-assembly required sign from the Creator.
Tailor-made. I love that. Like a bespoke suit for humanity. What about life itself, the stuff we're made of?
DNA is a slam dunk. The human genome is a 4-letter code, ACGT, that carries more information than the Library of Congress. It's programmed instructions that build proteins, repair cells, and run the whole show. Information always comes from an intelligent mind. Random chance producing that level of code? Statistically impossible. You can call it coincidence, but we call it design. And it goes deeper than just DNA.
Right. Because if you found War and Peace written in binary code, you wouldn't say, oh, must have been a random explosion at the typewriter factory.
You've got it. Take your body's pH balance. Your blood has to stay locked in a super tight range of 7.35 to 7.45. Slip into acidosis or alkalosis, and your organs start shutting down. But God built in amazing backup systems.
chemical buffers, your lungs dumping CO2, your kidneys tweaking bicarbonate, all working 24/7 to keep homeostasis. It's like the body is fighting to stay alive even in a fallen world. Look at plants too. Photosynthesis turns sunlight into energy in the leaves, but the stems and roots act just like our veins and arteries. Xylem pulls water up. Phloem sends sugars down. Our circulatory system mirrors that exact vascular design. Then your heart, it has built-in electrical redundancy. The SA node is the main pacemaker. If it glitches, the AV node kicks in as a backup. It's like a backup generator for your most important organ. This isn't random chance. It's precision engineering from the same creator who spoke the universe into existence.
It's a marvel. And the source mentions plants too, right? Our leafy green friend?
Exactly. Photosynthesis turns sunlight into energy in the leaves, but the stems and roots act just like our veins and arteries. Xylem pulls water and minerals up from the roots. Phloem sends sugars down from the leaves. Our circulatory system mirrors that exact vascular design. And your heart, it has built-in electrical redundancy. The SA node is the main pacemaker, firing 60 to 100 times a minute. If it glitches, the AV node kicks in as backup at 40 to 60 beats, keeping you alive when the primary system needs a hand. This isn't random chance. It's precision engineering from the same creator who spoke the universe into existence. And don't forget those parables that show God actively pursuing us. The lost sheep, Luke 15, showing God leaves the 99 to find the one, and the prodigal son, separation from the father produces suffering, but the father is waiting.
So, if you're ever feeling lucky, remember your heart has a plan B. All right, that covers the does God exist part with some serious weight. But then comes the freight train question. If God exists, why all the pain? Our source material says this question, while it sounds humble, can carry a little ego.
Oh, it absolutely can. It's basically saying, God, the world is messing up and you're not stepping in fast enough. We want God to fix everything while we keep living however we want. But here's the reality check. Actions have consequences. You rob a bank, you go to court. You plant evil seeds, you reap evil harvests. People push God out of schools, courts, families, governments, and then act shocked when society unravels. God isn't the one who moved. We did.
We kicked him out, then complained he wasn't there to clean up our mess. Bit rich, isn't it? So, biblically, where did this mess start?
Right back to Genesis 3, Adam and Eve. Satan didn't just tempt them with fruit, he sold them ego. You'll be like God, knowing good and evil. That pride virus infected the human race. Sin entered, the curse hit the ground itself, Genesis 3:17 through 19. And creation has been groaning ever since, as Romans 8:20-22 explains. Ego became our false shield, digging us deeper into lies until we can't even recognize truth.
A pride virus, that's a good way to put it. So, if sin caused this, why doesn't God just snap his fingers and make it all disappear?
Jesus himself warned us. Look at the parable of the weeds in Matthew 13:24 through 30. A farmer plants good wheat, an enemy plants weeds. The workers want to yank the weeds immediately. The farmer says, no, wait until harvest. If you pull the weeds now, you'll damage the wheat. That's why God allows evil to coexist with good for a season. He's patient, not willing that any should perish, as 2 Peter 3:9 says. But harvest day is coming. History backs us up to, like Sodom and Gomorrah, where God warned them first, or the Tower of Babel, where he stopped self-destruction by confusing languages. God's interventions are often for our long-term good, even if they feel like judgment in the moment. And even secular psychology notes suffering produces growth. As James 1:2-4 says, testing our faith produces perseverance, and Romans 8:28 promises he works all things for good.
So God's not being slow, he's being strategic, he's thinking about the wheat. History backs this up too, right? Like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Absolutely. God didn't destroy them on day one, he warned, sent angels, gave them every chance, or the Tower of Babel. Humanity tried to build their own heaven without God. He confused the languages, not out of cruelty, but to stop total self-destruction. God's interventions are often for our long-term good, even if they feel like judgment in the moment. And even secular psychology notes suffering produces growth.
As James 1:2-4 says, testing our faith produces perseverance. And Romans 8:28 promises he works all things for good. But that doesn't account for suffering in general. So that's the big question of why does God allow bad things to happen? Well, it's part of the larger plan. Like, you don't build a muscle in the gym without struggle. You don't learn something difficult without failure. So failure, suffering, hardship, it's baked into the cake. It's baked into the universe, and that some struggle is needed to grow.
Okay, so what about the really tough stuff? Kids with sickness, cancer, death. That's where a lot of people just can't reconcile a good God with that kind of suffering.
That's the hardest edge case, and our source tackles it head-on. Romans 3:23 says all have sinned and fall short, and Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. It's not that God is personally cursing any specific child. This isn't targeted punishment. This is the result of sin entering the world. Disease, death, plague, all of it. It wasn't here before Adam and Eve sinned. The perfect garden had no cancer, no hospitals, no funerals. The curse rolled over the entire creation, like a shadow covering everything. Every one of us inherits that brokenness.
So it's less about God inflicting pain and more about the universe operating under the broken rules that humanity introduced.
Precisely. And here's the nuance that changes everything. God isn't sitting in heaven gleefully handing out pain. He stepped into it himself. Jesus, the sinless Son, took the full weight of that curse on the cross so we wouldn't have to carry it forever. The gospel isn't God is mad at you. It's God loves you so much he paid the price for the mess we made. For the hurting parent, this doesn't erase the ache, but it gives you a father who weeps with you, as John 11:35 tells us, and promises every tear will be wiped away when he makes all things new.
That's a powerful shift in perspective. It really changes the narrative from a punitive God to a redemptive one. So, the ultimate answer then? When does all this suffering end?
Revelation is coming. Jesus is returning to clean house, wipe every tear, and make all things new. Revelation 21:4. No more pain, no more death, no more curse. The same God who allows the season of weeds is the God who guarantees the harvest. So if you've been blaming God for the mess, maybe look at your part. Repent. Surrender. Walk with him daily. The same God who wrote the moral law on your heart is the same God who sent his Son to pay for every time you broke it. That's not a distant force. That's a Father who proved he exists by stepping into the suffering himself.
Wow. That's a lot to chew on. We've covered the moral argument, the scientific case with the Big Bang, fine-tuning, DNA, the human body's incredible design, the biblical foundation for evil and suffering, those parables explaining God's patience, and the ultimate hope in Revelation, even addressing the tough truth about sin's curse. God exists, overwhelmingly so. Pain exists because love requires freedom, and freedom was unfortunately abused in Eden. But the story doesn't end in the pig pen or the hospital room. It ends at the Father's table where every wrong is made right. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who's wrestling with these exact questions. They might really need to hear it.